If you're just tuning into the VOD, welcome. For this replay, we're going to be seeing Traumatizer on EU West playing Taric. I believe this is an unranked game. At least I did not see Traumatizer on the ladder. So. I am looking at the score screen on the lower replay site, and there are so many blood razors. Look at that. 4 blood razors in that game. That's a lot of them. Sorry to spoil the item builds, but so we see Traumatizer playing with an Ashe in lane. Oh wait, no, maybe a Caitlyn. Ooh, I'm not sure. Maybe even a Teemo. 3-range carry team. I'm imagining that Teemo's going to go top and Caitlyn's going to go mid, but that would be the strongest setup for them. Ashe would have a really tough time in a solo lane, so it's probably going to be Warwick top for the enemy team with Brand mid and Cog Soraka bottom. Alright, well we'll find out, because now Caitlyn's asking Ashe, you okay mid? Ashe is saying I must.
30 seconds until
Brand vs Ashe, I feel like that's a bad matchup for Ashe. I think she'd be I think that's rough. But we'll see Kate and Taric bottom. That's a pretty strong lane, bottom. It's strong because if they're playing it right, Taric can stun, and then Kate can immediately lay a trap underneath while the opponent is still stunned, and they will, okay, good, so, you're actually explaining this to your Caitlyn, which is good. And so for this to work, though, Caitlyn has to be really paying attention, and being in range of the, being able to trap them, like, as the stun goes off, so... to be able to pull the Kate trap and Taric stun combo off, you guys have to work together and really, like, as Taric, you have to stun when Caitlyn's in range to trap if you want this to work. So don't steal CS from your carry. Actually, Caitlyn's missing a lot of CS, so whenever you're playing support with someone you don't know, in lower level games, try to get a feel for if they know how to last hit. If they know how to last hit, let them get all the last hits. But if they don't know how to last hit, and if it seems like they're really struggling with last hits, try to sneak a couple and steal some. So we see in lane, I'm going to talk about doing some trading in lane. So your Nocturne got executed, which is not good. Or no, their Nocturne did. Nice. So when you're trading in lane, one thing you'll notice is that this Cogma has hit Caitlyn a lot without Caitlyn ever hitting him back. And that's a very good trade for Cogma, obviously. Getting damage on Kate without taking any damage himself. So this Kate is standing way too close to this Cogma. Way too slow on the trap there. But, and it's pretty obvious, well, she keeps auto-attacking from the bush and gives them vision, so that's why Cogma's being able to attack her. But, there's no reason for Kate to be getting hit right now. She also apparently went utility spec because she started with a Burst and Manadorans, which I find interesting. That's not good at all. You want your AD carry to be doing big damage, not in the support tree, so I don't like that. But this is a good example of how not to play AD carry in lane. This Kate is letting Kog'Maw trade with her. See? Right there? Kog'Maw got a hit on Kate, she didn't hit him back. And that was a really good time for Kog'Maw to hit her, because Kate would have missed CS if she tried to trade back. So yeah, this Caitlyn, this is a very good example of how not to play Caitlyn. If you're gonna play Caitlyn, you need to take advantage of her range and be very harassing. Every time that you don't need to auto attack to get a last hit, you should be auto attacking the enemy team because you have huge range. Like, I don't think this Kate has auto-attacked Cog or Soraka once. And she just... That's really bad. Always pay attention to what's happening with your minion wave. Caitlyn did not notice that her minions ran out, and she got swarmed by Cog Soraka and about 8 minions. And that was pretty bad. So, this is the worst situation when you're playing support. When you're playing support and your lane mate is playing pretty poorly. And just another thing with Caitlyn traps, that trap was probably too close against 2 ranged champions. They're probably never going to step on that. Soraka just stepped on that to step on that and cleared out, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But, ooh, yeah. So, what happened there was Caitlyn just let them get way too many hits. Free hits. Like, Kog'Maw probably got maybe 10 to 20 hits on Caitlyn without Caitlyn ever hitting him back. So this is a couple of easy kills for Gangplank if he comes down right now. Well, maybe because you're out of mana, so it'd be rough. But no, this is. I don't think this is a ranked game, Schwindig. He didn't say. I'm assuming it's not, but. Sorry, so good kill by your Gangplank, picking that up. You're doing a good job of chasing this Cog. Yep, keep pinging it. Ashe could have reacted to that and could have gotten to the Cog to start slowing him, but she didn't, so that's okay. Nothing you can do there. You did your job. So this is one of the reasons why I'm not generally a big fan of playing Taric in solo queue, at least at low levels or low elo. Taric is really strong in lane because of his aggressive play. And he's really strong if you can play aggressive, but if you can't count on your lane partner to play aggressive at the proper times and play aggressive with you, then it's really hard to play Taric effectively. Like, Taric's my personal favorite support, but it's really hard to play him in solo queue, especially when you get a laning partner that's just not on the same page with you. I don't really know why Caitlyn's like chasing the Soraka across the map, but where's their brand? I also have no idea where their brand is, so so Ashe could have avoided flashing there if she just had like kept running. She stood to fight them. And this kind of goes back to a discussion we had in my RC earlier about why do people who play AD carries move between their auto attacks so much? And the answer is because you can. You don't lose any damage by doing so, and you're constantly moving and readjusting your position. So why wouldn't you? Is the real question. So just some general things that you'll see and how you can tell this is like a lower elo game, even for like normals. But the team comps are weird. Like having an Ashe mid is something you don't see every day, because Ashe is not a very strong mid. You see Clarity. Clarity in general is not a good summoner spell at all. If you're properly managing your mana, you should never need Clarity. Caitlyn just sat there and I think she must have DC'd or something. She sat there and farmed when she could have killed Nocturne, but that's okay. Ashe at least killed Kog'Maw, so that's good. But another way another thing you'll see in lower level games that you'll really won't see in higher level games is you really won't see what's happening now. It's kind of like people around the 8-10 minute mark get bored and just all go mid, and it's just like this big mid fest. And what's happening is that do you see all these minions that are dying bottom lane? And this is why it's not a good idea just to all go mid like that. Nothing was accomplished by going mid. No turret got taken on either team. All that happened was all these minions down here went to waste. This was all a bunch of experience and gold down here from these minions dying. And it all completely 100% went to waste because no one was down here. So as you're playing Taric, the big thing with Taric is you need to know when you can stun. Pretty much you're a big stun bot. You need to know when you can effectively stun, and the right person to stun, and when you should stun, when you, whether you should be aggressive and try to initiate with your stun, or whether you should hang back and stun people off of your AD carry. All that are things that change when you're playing Taric. Good stun on that Nocturne, you'll pick up that kill. So very nice stun. I'm surprised Nocturne didn't spell shield your stun there. What I was gonna say is that anytime you want to try to stun Nocturne, it's good you got in like melee range of him, which makes it very hard for him to react in time to stun it. And the other time is you can, anytime you're trying to stun someone with a spell shield, like be it Sivir or Nocturne or something, you can try to bait out these. That was a nice rock ult, but you can try to bait out the spell shield. So like act like you're gonna stun them, like start running towards them, but don't stun them, and hope they use the spell shield early, wait for it to wear off, and then you actually use the stun. So that's an effective way. Or you could do the same thing, wait for them to use their spell shield, and then pop it with your shatter or something first. Another thing I want to comment on is your build. Anytime you're playing support, you want to get gold per 10 items, because you're not, like, you only have 3 CS. You're not getting any income any other way. So instead of a mana manipulator, I just get a philosopher's stone. I don't like mana manipulator in general. You don't really need it, and it doesn't build anything worthwhile. It builds into Soul Shroud. That's the only thing it builds into, and Soul Shroud in general is not a very good item. So I would avoid Soul Shroud, and I would avoid mana manipulator. Gold per 10 though is the way to go. Like a Philosopher's Stone and a Heart of Gold are both really good on Taric. If I'm doing really well early game with Taric, sometimes I'll pick up a Cage's pick instead of a Heart of Gold. I like AP on Taric, so... Ashe is actually doing pretty well mid. I still have no idea. I think their brand is AFK. He's still level 4. So, like, you haven't seen him in like 10 minutes. Maybe, okay, so like 6 minutes? 7? And so I'm really thinking that their brand is AFK, which makes 4v5 games kind of weird, but... So as a support, sometimes like you could sit here and farm if you really want to. Like farm on a support isn't as good as anyone else, but if no one else, like it's driving me crazy that all of this golden experience is going to waste down here. Like any of these carries should be like salivating over this big minion stack and should be all over that. So in general, when you're playing, you always want to watch minion stacks. And so Teemo's pinging it, but he's not going there, so... So yeah, just go farm and get this experience in gold, because otherwise it's going to waste. So there's nothing wrong with that if no one else is going to take it. Like, okay, now I don't know why you have 2 top when no one from the enemy team's top. Like, you can hold this turret with 3 people against 4. That's not a problem. You could probably even hold this turret at this point in the game with 3 people against 5, if you, like, kite well enough. But, I think that you should have, like, 2 gold per 10 items and at least boots 1 by now. And, you want to, in general, like, as a support, you want a ward. Which you've done a decent job of keeping wards up so far, so nothing wrong with it. And back to the everyone mid strategy. We're gonna see this all the time in this game, I guess. But see, the reason why is like, look at all this golden experience being wasted right now. Someone should be up there farming it. There's no reason to have everyone mid. Instead, everyone here is splitting this golden experience, and you're not even pushing. Like, nothing is happening here. So, I mean, the good thing is, like, the other team doesn't have anyone up here either, but the thing is also is that you guys should recognize that it's 4v5 by now. Like, Brand is still gone, and I haven't seen anyone in the game mention it. You guys aren't playing like it's 4v5, anything like that. So, like, you should always have someone in a lane when you have, like, if you really want to win and try hard against, like, in a 4v5 situation. Okay, well, now he's back. In a 4v5 situation, you should apply pressure in every lane, because it's harder for them to react to it. So you're going to have to flash here. Yeah, no problem there. Good early flash. That was good play for you to recognize that you have to flash there and flash early, because a lot of times you'll, like, sometimes people will try to hang on and be like, I don't have to flash yet, I don't have to flash yet. And then at the very last second try to flash and it's too late, like they have an ignite on them or something. So, good way to recognize that you needed a flash and you did it early. Okay, one's apparently lagging. So still haven't seen this brand, but it said he reconnected. So in this situation, what you could have done, instead of stunning the cog and then trying to run, you could have stunned the cog and tried to fight them or ran up this way. And what it would have done is okay, actually, never mind. I thought they were going to kill Teemo too, but they didn't kill Teemo. I was going to say, anytime that you know you're caught and you can't fight, and you know that both of you are probably going to die, you can just run up and try to, as a support, and try to force them to chase you instead of your teammate. And that way you're for sure 100% dead, but they're also either going to split, which increases the chances of your teammate surviving, or just both chase you, and which means your teammate's definitely going to survive. And once again, look, there's so much gold and experience sitting right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus another 6 waves. 17 minions just died to the turret over here. Well, Kate's going to pick up some. But okay, so there was still at least 11 minions just died to the turret. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money. I think, like, average minion gold is 20 or so. So, I mean, that was 220 gold that just died right there. Yeah, that no one got. So now Brand's back and he's only level 5, but your team is not, like, pressuring him. He's not. You guys should, like, that Brand is not going to be very helpful at all. And in fact, he's being so left alone that he's pushing a turret as level 5 Brand 21 minutes into the game. So you guys should definitely recognize that and get on that. Alright, so good job avoiding the Nocturne. That was nice. You brought him right through a Teemo Mushroom, and I think that saved you from the slow. Oh, but, ooh, not paying attention with the Cogman. Nice, very nice kill. I was gonna say, I think you made a mistake not healing first. Like, I think a better order there would have been stun, heal, then your damage. But you still lived, so it's actually nice. Good play. You definitely baited that Nocturne. That's the second time he's died to the turret after you stun him. You think he'd learn your tricks, but apparently not. So that was a very nice play. It was silly of the Nocturne to dive you without a spell shield up, or just not use the spell shield. I don't know which, but. He's mad at you because you keep killing him. So as Taric, you want to, in general, like, if you don't have a, like, you guys don't really seem to have lanes that you're watching or anything. So in general, as Taric, you want to stay with the person on your team that does, like, is kicking the most ass, because your stun is so useful to initiate fights, and like your armor debuff and your boosting attack damage and ability power and everything. This is so strong that you're very good with someone who's kicking ass. So you want to look at your team and you're like, okay, my GP and my Ashe are both doing a lot of damage right now. So you want to try to stick near GP and Ashe, because they're the people that are doing well on your team. Like this Caitlyn, she keeps complaining about lag, keeps dying for no reason. Doesn't have a big item or even boots 2 yet. Ignore her. You don't care about Caitlyn anymore. You care about Caitlyn and gameplay. See, you hang around them, you stun, and your stun picks up a kill. You guys gotta get on this Kog'Maw right here. There's a big mistake by you guys. That stun, you shouldn't stun the Warwick. You should stun the Kog'Maw. So that was a big mistake right there. Don't go after Warwick. He's very tanky. He has Frozen Heart, and he doesn't do a lot of damage right now. If you had stunned the Kog'Maw instead of the Warwick right there, you guys definitely would have killed Kog'Maw, and probably would have, maybe would have killed the Warwick. It's hard to say, but. Wow, Timo lived. That's pretty funny. So, and this kind of goes back to what I'm saying with Taric. The really important part of playing Taric is using your stun effectively. And that comes down to... Oh, hi Traumatizer. Thanks for watching live. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I've had someone watch live while I did it. I think Priest Pants might have, but yeah, so the big thing with playing Taric is you need to use your stun effectively, and stunning Warwick is like a waste of a stun. He's so tanky, and until he finishes his Blood Razor, he's really not going to do very much damage. That stunning him it's not going to do much at all. So, like in that fight, you definitely should have stunned the Kog'Maw, and I think that fight would have gone a lot better if you had done so. But like I was saying earlier, just stay around Ashe and Gangplank, because they're the ones who are doing well in this game. Whenever you're playing Taric, you want to stick around who's doing well so that your stun is actually useful. Okay, so good fight, way to pick up the Warwick kill, and looks like Caitlyn might actually be doing some decent damage right now. Good use of Spell Shield by Nocturne. I think that was a mistake by you. Your Shatter was up and you didn't use it because I think you thought that would kill the Nocturne. So always KS in always KS in solo queue. Like, don't ever trust like your teammate to kill someone. Always KS if you can. I had a question on IRC. What's the best way to get away from a champ like that so you can get onto the Cog? Well, Warwick has no CC. There's no way, like, to get away from a Warwick, you just run. You just ignore him and run, because right now Warwick doesn't do very much damage because he doesn't have his Blood Razor. And he doesn't have any CC if he uses ulti, so you just ignore him. Like, all of you guys could have just ignored, like, Ashe turned to the Kog'Maw about half, like, right after I said you guys need to kill the Kog'Maw, like 10 seconds later, Ashe turned and started hitting the Kog'Maw. But GP and you kept going on the Warwick, which was a mistake. So good fun, you guys are gonna get away. That's probably a dead Warwick. Uh-oh, big Nocturne. Your heal just came off, but that's okay. You still picked up the kill. I don't think you even would have lived if you got that heal off, but it's hard to say. So good play there. Way to stick with your team and just provide some good utility with your stun and your ulti and everything. That was good work. But yeah, in your development as a player, you start to realize like how you can just ignore some champions. Like a Warwick with no Blood Razor is just really tanky and will never die. And the right thing to do with him in teamfights is just literally ignore him. Just walk past him and kill the people that do matter. And it's really weird at first. Like, it seems kind of intuitive because you're like, oh, this guy is attacking me. I should attack him too. But nah, you should just walk past him and kill the people who actually do damage. So. He's going to finish his Blood Razor soon, though, and once he finishes his Blood Razor, he's actually going to do pretty decent damage, and he's going to be a handful. This is a very dangerous fight to initiate. We see Warwick top, but you don't see where the other two people are. Okay, so now you see Nocturne, so you know two are top. You have 3 and 4 kind of nearby, so now this is good. So that's a good stun on Kog'Maw. That's definitely going to get you a kill. You guys are going to lose this top turret, though. You guys need to make a play here. You just took a kill and you got a good advantage, but now your GP is chasing kills. You guys are taking blue buff. And you guys really aren't doing much with this advantage. You lost your top turret, and you didn't do anything. You picked up a couple kills, but other than that, you really didn't do much. So, okay, so I've said this before on my stream and other lesson videos, but it's very difficult to dive Soraka. Like, you guys got the kill, but you're probably dead now because their whole team's MIA and you're right in front of their base. So, this is... in general, it's very difficult to dive Soraka, and it's probably not worth it. She is not running Summoner Heal, but a lot of Sorakas at higher level will run Summoner Heal, and they're going to have 3 heals if you try to dive them. So in general, just don't dive a Soraka. She can seriously bait you.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree.
Okay. Kog'Maw does a blend of both magic damage and physical. Since he's building, he has Blood Razor, he's doing mostly magic damage at this point in time. Once he finishes his Infinity Edge, he's going to do a good mix of both physical and magic. And it's one of the reasons Kog'Maw is very strong, because it's very difficult to itemize against him. So yeah, some main damage. So right now it's probably magic damage. Yeah, and Priestman's is saying my RC, and this is something that I think I've mentioned every lesson so far, where we've seen a Soraka, is the big thing with Soraka's W, her heal, is not the heal, it's the armor buff. The armor buff is huge, and a lot of people like just think that that spell is good because it heals you for a lot. But no, it's really good because it does a ton of armor. Alright, so good work running like slightly back into your team there to bait that Nocturne, that's good. Another thing I want to comment that I've seen so far in your play is you haven't been using CV very much, like when people are running to get sight on runners and in bushes and stuff. And just work on that. That's probably the best use of CV. So you guys are being way too aggressive in their jungle right there. You didn't know where their team was, and so ganking in their jungle when you don't know where their team is always very dangerous. Like you don't have a GP, and GP is really strong right now. Another thing you need to realize, like if someone's having a rough game, like this Caitlyn's having a pretty rough game. She's definitely not playing well. She's 3-8, and you need to realize when someone's having a rough game like that, that you need to kind of think of them as like half a person as far as numbers go for fights. The other thing is that like they have 2 Blood Razors on their team. I'm pretty sure Warwick will have his finished after that last fight. So they're doing a lot of magic damage and are heavily reliant on attack speed. So the 2 things you could do as Taric in this situation, you could get a Frozen Heart, which would be very good for messing with their attack speed. And you could also get a... just magic resist also helps against this. But Frozen Heart would be really good for your team because it'll slow their attack speed, which is a large... which is where a lot of their damage is coming from with that Blood Razor. So. Your team is going to have a really tough time right now because your team is very squishy. With Caitlyn, Ashe, and Teemo, your team is extremely squishy. Oh, I paused it. I was like, nothing is moving. My bad. So, Frozen Heart's a really good item in general. And especially against people like Kog'Maw and, yeah, and Pants is saying Frozen Heart also gives nice cooldown reduction, which is very good on Taric. I like CDR. Yeah, this GP's in a scary spot since their whole team's missing and he's all by himself. Right now, you guys need to go clear other lanes. Like, both of your top and bottom lane are pushing right now. So that's... I don't know if Gangplank's remove Scurvy gets him out of Warwick ult. So I don't know if he either doesn't know that or his remove Scurvy was on cooldown. But he absolutely should have been able to get out of that totally fine. So I don't know what was up with that. One thing you do is right now, you just killed their jungle and one other person. You could be looking to Baron off that advantage. It's a little scary because Kog'Maw's like so strong right now, as you saw. He just pretty much instant-kibbed Ashe. But, good stun. That's definitely going to pick you up that Kog'Maw kill. So, good flash stun. I'm still so sad because there was probably 30 minions just died. Like in the last few minutes, this whole lane just pushing all the way down here and hitting this turret. 20, at least 20 minions just died to this turret, and that's like 400 gold that just disappeared. So you and Teemo are just this wrecking train right now. This Nash's Teeth Teemo is going crazy. You and Gameplank might be able to fight this. It's a little scary because you're very close to their base, so their reinforcements are going to come really fast. So you should probably just leave. This is dangerous. Hey, this is still very dangerous to be right here. They have 4 people up, and oh my, GP should not go in on that. So people are not respecting Kog'Maw right now. Kog'Maw is very strong, very strong. Like as you saw, he pretty much insta-killed Ashe. He just killed Gangplank in like 4 attacks. You guys are not respecting the Kog'Maw, and that's a mistake. Like Kog'Maw with Infinity Edge, Blood Razor, Phantom Dancer is insane. He's like one of the highest damage people in the game. Second, he'd probably give Vayne a good run for her money with similar items. I'm not sure. So here's one thing I want to comment on. GA is not useful on Taric. A Guardian Angel is useful on carries or people that they're going to focus down first. But on Taric, you're going to die last in team fights pretty much every time. And it's not really going to matter at that point when you die. Since... Oh, Kog'Maw... Oh, nice. Teemo should have got Kog'Maw. But, or no, Teemo poison. I didn't realize 3 people died right there. But, GA in general, I don't like it at all in support because, like, if you die, you're going to die last in a team fight, and you're just going to respawn and die again. There's really no need for it. It's only useful on carries and high damage dealers. It's not useful on tanks or support. A lot of lower level players think that, this is a great support item. A lot of people think, this is a great tank item because it gives me armor and it lets me respawn. But the thing is that like tanks never die first. So by the time a tank dies, it doesn't matter. They'll just respawn. So another thing is don't ever try to 1v1 Warwick. He is very strong 1v1 because of his lifesteal. Especially as a support, like don't 1v1 York or Warwick. That was kind of a mistake, but you just had to flash. At least you didn't die. So Okay, so Timo and Kate just did really good work on him though. So in general, still you want to look at who's doing well on my team. I want to stick with them. So like Gangplank's pretty strong, Ash is pretty strong. Timo's actually been doing really well lately. So definitely stay with those guys. And get that Kog'Maw. Stun that Kog'Maw. Oh, and look at that. You died first. So your GA was actually really nice there. But in general, like as you get to higher level play, you'll never die first. And at least you shouldn't die first. So. Yeah, Caitlin's talking about the death recap, how it doesn't say magic or normal, just damage. Death recap is pretty bugged. Like, it reports a lot of stuff wrong or weird. So, it helps to just know the abilities or look them up instead of trusting death recap because it's wrong a lot of times. Warwick is up and so is Nocturne. So, this Baron is okay. It's kind of risky though. You shouldn't be tanking Baron, that's for sure. Yeah, you guys should just get off it right now. You guys should just fight this Warwick. Anytime there's a contested Baron like that, and they come to contest it, and you're stronger and have numbers, just get off the Baron and fight them. Like that was risky because Gangplank missed his smite. He totally missed his smite, and if Nocturne had sight to jump in, he could have jumped in and just stole that. So. Oh man, that Kog'Maw. Good stun, that's definitely going to kill the Kog'Maw. Great stun. Brand could have killed that Caitlyn. If he just cast a spell at her while she was standing there. Caitlyn almost killed herself by running up to the Teemo with Brand, but like, that Baron worked out for you guys, because you still got it, but just as a general rule of thumb, yeah, it is kind of weird. But in general, when people when you have an advantage and you go to take Baron because you have that advantage, and they come to contest it, get off Baron and fight them. Like what you're doing is you're trying to force a Baron or force a fight. You're either gonna take Baron or you're gonna force them to fight you. Don't do both. Like don't fight them while you're fighting Baron, because that might get rid of your advantage. So just remember that. Like if they ever come to contest your Baron, just kill them. And once again, we have all these minions that go on waste. A really, really great support item is Shrelia's Reverie, which is something that you should build. And it's another reason why getting a Philosopher's Stone early is so good on support, because it naturally builds into the Shrelia's Reverie. The speed boost it provides is amazing. It's really useful for initiating. It's really useful for running away. There are almost any situation it's useful in. So. Good stun, way to get that kill. This flash I think was unnecessary. Nothing really came of that flash. Like you flashed to get in range for your W and your R, but I don't think that really mattered there. If you can't stun, it's not worth flashing aggressively. Like a flash stun is really effective with Taric, but like an aggressive flash W won't be really all that effective. So. Yeah, you're doing a really good job with your stuns. You're really setting up kills nicely for your team. You're doing a good job with your stuns now. Though there was that one fight down here where you stunned Warwick instead of Kog'Maw, and that was a mistake. But other than that, your stuns have been really good. So I just want to adjust some things in IRC right now. Sounds that is it worth getting move speed 3 boots over Mercury's to get closer for the stun on Taric? I don't think so. In fact, I like cooldown reduction boots a lot more than Merc treads on Taric. Having higher CDR for more stuns and more heals is better than move speed to get in range for stuns, I think. Yeah, and so it looks like that's going to be game. So, good game. I think you played a really good Taric. Try going Philosopher's Stone, Heart of Gold, like get your boots too, Shirelia's Reverie, Aegis of the Legion. You can switch up the order which one you get first, but those are the 2 big support items you want. You want a Shirelia's Reverie and an Aegis, so that was a pretty good game. Good stuns. It's really rough early on in the lane. Your Caitlyn kind of wasn't there. Yeah, and consider Frozen Heart. But realistically, like your top lane or jungle or someone else should be getting the Frozen Heart. If you want a tank item, Frozen Heart's always a really good item to consider. But yeah, Shirelia's Reverie is amazing on support. So. Yeah, the shield, which you already had. So, overall, it's a pretty good game. So yeah, you guys have any questions for me in IRC? Yeah, and I just want to reiterate: don't get Guardian Angel on support or on a tank, really. You want to get Guardian Angels on champions that get focused down first, because that's when it's most effective. You don't want to get Guardian Angel on people who die last. And the people who die last are normally your like pure tanks that don't do much damage, or your support. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording.